My children did almost not met me during their childhood. So I missed their childhood and they missed mine. That is because when you are a member in the Church of Scientology, you have to work all the time or being on course all the time. So for instance, when I was on staff, I started to work very early in the morning in the church and worked till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. After that, I had to work outside till 9 o'clock in the evening. After that, I had to go back to the church till 11 o'clock for more work. After 11 o'clock, I had another job, meaning I had 2 different libraries to clean. All that was in order to get money for a rent and for food and so on, because the church does almost pay nothing to the town. After I had cleaned those libraries in the night around 2 or 3 o'clock, it often happened to me that I had to go look at how other missions around were doing on staff. So I often went to bed around 5 o'clock in the morning and then had to start work again late in the morning. That was how it was 7 days a week. Well, the first 10 years when I was on staff, I thought everything was normal and okay, and that everything I was doing was for the best of mankind. I thought that is clearing the planet was something we really needed. When I joined staff in 1980 in the Guardian's office, I found out that it was not exactly what it was meant. The Guardian's office were dealing with infiltrating the police, the government, customer's office, newspapers, set up front groups to make Church of Scientology popular in the community. Groups like Narconon, CCHR, and so on. In 1982, there was a big takeover in the management here in the United States. And that went back also on all us in Europe. Early in February 1983, we learned to know that the Guardian's office in the world were the causes to why the churches did not expand. So they put us under a so-called concentration camp. Well, I call it concentration camp. They call it rehabilitation. We had to clean from early morning to late night. We had almost no food, almost no sleep. We were not permitted to sit down or to walk. We had to run all the time. We were not permitted to talk to people around. We were only permitted to say "Isa" when we were spoken to. We were not permitted to talk to people from other countries. So we should not know how the conditions were in the countries around in Europe. It was 82 of us collected to this concentration camp. I had, at one instance, pneumonia. I was not able to stand up on my feet as I had a high fever. So, but I had to do my job anyway. They gave me a toothbrush, so I had to wash a long hallway, crawling on my knees to wash that floor with a toothbrush. After around 1 month, they found out it was missionaries actually from the United States who was running this camp in Europe. It was my instructor, Alan Hubbard, and a couple of others. After about 1 month, they needed a product, and the product happened to be because they found out that I was mentally stable. So one night late, they started to yell at me, scream at me, throwing chairs and a table at me, just to see if I could stand my position or what should happen to me. Because most people had been thrown out at the time. Many just go away. You are SPD declared. We don't want to see you around here anymore. And they did this to me for around 3-4 hours. 2 o'clock in the night, they told me, "You made it. You are our star. I should become the new Ulster Europe." So they sent me to Los Angeles to train, and I have been punished for 1 month for being the guardian of this member. And they placed me in the guardian of this Los Angeles. That was very confusing to me. Anyway, I was in Los Angeles for 1 month. I was meeting Ibrahim and the people, the lawyers, and those around. I learned to know that they were falsifying the minute books, that they were falsifying documents. I saw a lot of documents. They had cases running against Olive Cooper at the time, and I was at one of the court hearings regarding Olive Cooper. Anyway, I came back, and when I came back to my city in Sweden, they had to announce most of the people, very few were there. And about a couple of months later, the former ED International of the whole church, Scientologist Birgitta came to Sweden, and I was supposed to handle him. But I should handle him in a way with not speaking to him. And I asked, how can I handle a person without speaking to him? And they told me, that's not your problem. You are not supposed to speak to him. Well, I thought I cannot do that. So I went up to Stockholm to meet him and spoke to him anyhow. He told me about what was going on in the United States with lots of people leaving the church, splinter groups, what the former management was doing, running around in this desert for more than 7 hours a day. He was talking about people losing their teeth because of that they didn't get food and vitamins and so on. After I had met him, I wrote a report of what he said, what he asked me to do, and gave it to the ethics officer. That gave me trouble, as I had met him. So now they started to investigate me for breaking these orders. So they had my husband to report what I said in written notes, so-called knowledge reports. And I had to report what he did say about me, what he did say to me in knowledge reports. So they were about to handle us for months, going back and forth between Denmark and Sweden all the time. Finally, he gave an order to divorce me and did. In late December 1983, they took me over to Denmark for a court hearing. They have their own courts. They don't need other courts, but they have their own court system. That meant accusing me of crimes and no one to defend me. And I, of course, said that I was guilty of not keeping Scientology working, because I could get it working the way I had learned it should work. They kept me in isolation with the guards who daily watched me for around 5 days. I did not eat food and drink and nothing during these days, and I had this man daily watch me all the time. I think that's the end of it. I was in a very mentally bad condition. I didn't recognize old friends. But I took my elder daughter at hand and I left